Welcome to Connect Church Online. We're so glad to have you with us. My name is Dwayne Hawksworth, and I'm the lead pastor here at Connect in Waco. We're in the third and final week of a brand new series called Find Your People, Love Your Neighbor. In this series, we discuss how God created us to need and know each other, but how do you build lasting friendships that make life better for all of us? Now, we begin a brand new series next Sunday called Rumble Strip. Just like rumble strips along a highway, God has placed things along our path for our protection. Join me for a discussion designed to help keep us from running off the road of life. If you haven't already, we invite you to connect with us and keep up with everything that's going on here at Connect Church, and perhaps even support what we're doing. All you need to do is take your cell phone and text the words Connect Church to 94,000. That's the words Connect Church to 94,000. That will provide you with a link to both connect with us and to give if you'd like. You can also go to our website, connectwaco.com/give. To connect with us by mail, our mailing address is Connect Church P.O. Box 4317, Waco, Texas 76715. There'll be a screen at the end of our time together with this information too. Thank you for joining us this week, for connecting with us, and for supporting what we're doing here at Connect Church in Waco. Once again, our band has a song for you to enjoy today. I hope you enjoy this week's online celebration.
Worthy of every song we could ever sing, worthy of all the praise we could ever bring.
Have you ever noticed how you can be in a crowded room full of people and still feel alone? Have you ever noticed how your schedule can be full but your life feels kind of empty? Have you ever noticed that you can have lots and lots of conversations but have little authentic connection? This is a very real problem in our world today, and it's not a new problem. Loneliness has been around since there's been people. Two songs from the 1970s reflect loneliness in powerful lyrical ways. All By Myself was released in 1975 and declared, "Don't want to be all by myself anymore." And perhaps one of the saddest songs ever written was released in 1971 by Gilbert O'Sullivan, "Alone Again, Naturally," and simply but powerfully reflects the loneliness of his heart. These songs became popular because their themes touched the feelings of millions of people, and they still do. We see this in a different way as nowadays people scroll safely at a distance on social media without any real intimate interaction. Or we go to school, the store, or the gym with our headphones on and our hoodie over our head, our body language telling everyone, "Just leave me alone. I don't have time for you." We'll bank online, shop online, and even attend church online. Seeking a life where we're neither needed nor known, and we want to be known from a distance and recognized without real relationships. It's almost loneliness on purpose, or maybe could be called intentional loneliness. As I look back over my life, I see where the relationships in my life have influenced me in powerful ways. They helped to mold and shape me into who I am today. I would certainly say that I needed these people in my life. They strengthened me, helped me, challenged me, corrected me, loved me, and sometimes even angered me. They were invaluable to me. They were gifts from God to me. And I question where I would be without the influence of these numerous people throughout my lifetime. I even have to say that some of those who have been frustrating and irritating, and yes, you have had some of those people in your life too, have a role in teaching me patience and perseverance and making me a better me. A dear friend of mine made a comment about a person we mutually knew that could often be quite challenging. She referred to that person as such sandpaper. What does sandpaper do? It smooths out rough surfaces. Sandpaper people help to smooth out our rough edges if we will let the Lord work in our lives through them. I hope I've been a help and encouragement to some and have probably been sandpaper at times to others. Many people today are intentionally pursuing a life of isolation without realizing that it destroys our mental health and robs us of real joy and lasting commitment. Here's something we need to know, so don't miss this. We were not created for independence from others. We were created for interdependence with others. Many of us are pursuing a life that is contrary to what God wanted us to have, and He never intended it to be that way. So how do you live a life of authentic connection and genuine community where you belong and you have not just an individual purpose, but a shared purpose with a group of people? The Apostle Paul wrote something about this to the followers of Jesus in the city of Galatia that if we will follow, will improve our lives and our mental health. We still have it to read today, and it's known as the New Testament letter of Galatians chapter 6 and verse 2. If you're not a follower of Jesus, while this could help your life tremendously, for you, this is optional. However, if you are a follower of Jesus, what Paul writes isn't optional. This is how we're called to live. Listen to what Paul writes. Share each other's burdens, and in this way, obey the law of Christ. If you want to do what you were created to do, if you want to be like Jesus, if you want to do what God commanded, if you want to fulfill the law of Christ, what do? You carry each other's burdens. What do you not do? You don't ignore everybody's burdens. You don't tolerate their burdens, but you get close enough to know what those burdens are and to share them. Don't miss that point. You get close enough to know what those burdens are and to share them. We are a product of people's investments into our lives. Others are products of the investment you make into their lives. We're able to see this pattern in the early days of the church. In the New Testament letter of Acts, chapter 4 and verse 32, we get a glimpse of how these early followers of Jesus did life with each other. All the believers were united in heart and mind, and they felt that what they owned was not their own, so they shared everything they had. They shared their possessions. They shared everything they had. Even more importantly, they shared their lives. Because in a community that honors God, we bear each other's burdens. We show our flaws. We share our flaws. Because none of us are perfect, and we need each other. One of the biggest obstacles to people attending church is the false idea that they aren't good enough, that somehow the people in church are all squeaky clean without flaws and have it all together. Nothing, and I mean nothing, could be further from the truth. I know me, and I know the people I pastor. We are all, as I like to refer to myself as, a mess in progress. Today we have gotten good at covering up the things that we do not like about ourselves, but in a community that honors God, we show our flaws. As an adult, I had the idea that I had to have it all together, but since I didn't have it all together, I pretended like I did. I thought if people knew the things that I had done and who I really was, that I would be judged and I would be rejected. We might impress people with our strength, but we connect with people through our weaknesses. Don't miss this. We might impress people with our strength, but we connect with people through our weaknesses. When we're in a community that's following Jesus, we bear each other's burdens. As a result, the heaviness that we feel alone, the load that we've been carrying, becomes lighter. As you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, what does this look like for you? Because the truth is, your burden may be too big to carry by yourself. Believers who followed Jesus desperately knew that they had to come together. They needed one another to carry one another's burdens. We seem to know that in our heads, but have forgotten it in our hearts. The details of our stories may be different, but the truths are the same for us all and available to us all today. If you are not what you have done or what has been done to you. You're stronger than your addictions. You're an overcomer in Christ. You're not a burden to others. Your struggles are not too much. Healing is available for you through Jesus and his followers and community. All things are possible, including your recovery, your redemption, your restoration, and real life-giving relationships. Life and freedom are waiting for you on the other side of opening your heart and allowing yourself to be vulnerable. In godly community, we share our struggles. The load is lighter when we bear each other's burdens. Don't wait for someone to meet your needs. Look for someone who needs your help. When we give of ourselves to others, others will give into our lives when we need help. Remember, we may impress people with our strength, but we connect with people through our weaknesses. There are others that through their experiences make them uniquely capable to speak into your life and give you the encouragement and strength to lighten your load and give you hope in difficult times that you've been through. Experiences that make you uniquely capable to speak into the life of someone going through the same or similar experience. Your story, your encouragement can lighten their load, give them hope and strength as you share your journey and experiences. I've mentioned the head-on collision that my wife Lisa and I were in almost 19 years ago. I suffered a traumatic brain injury and really struggled in numerous ways. On my first day back in the office to try to work, a friend of mine called and asked if he could stop by and visit with me for a few minutes. During our conversation, he recounted an accident he was in years before, the head injury he experienced, and the struggles that caused him. And then he said some powerful words to me. He said, "I hear you had a traumatic brain injury. What's going on with you?" He was the first person to ask me that. He was the first person to understand what I was going through. Why? Because he had been there. Who's waiting for you to reach out to them? We talk a lot about having a personal relationship with Jesus, but what's even more biblical is a shared relationship with Jesus. We show our flaws and we do life together. That's what we do. We're real, we aren't perfect, and we all know it. There's a fundamental difference between a first century Christian that shared everything and Christians today. The first century believers desperately needed each other, and they knew it. And believers today desperately need each other, and they've forgotten it. You enter a family, the moment you call on Jesus. We need other people in our life. Other people need you in their lives.